I was trying to record a video yesterday. Turns out I had no voice audio to it, so I scrapped the entire video entirely. So that's why there was no video recorded for yesterday. Also, I'm getting ready to go on a trip this week, so I'm trying to record as much videos as I can. So I just have nothing but editing to do while I'm gone and while I'm out, because I will be gone for a week. So I will be leaving this Saturday. So by the time you guys see this video, I'll probably be already gone and on my trip, or I might already be back depending on how I upload these next couple videos coming up. But anyways, back to the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for everything. But is it me, or does life kind of feel kind of dull for you guys? I feel like for me, for the last maybe year or two, or maybe even after COVID, I feel like life for me kind of just felt kind of different than what it was before. Kind of bland in a way. I've been feeling like this for a while, until recently, which I'll get into later in this video. But when I say dull, I'm talking about like lack of interest, no goals, feeling kind of empty in life. I would say for a while, I definitely had a loss of interest. I really wasn't really interested in a lot of things. Kind of everything just seemed boring. There's nothing that I was into at the time. And basically with that loss of interest, I feel like what really did make a big impact on my life, on it kind of just feeling boring or just kind of dull, was having the same routine. I feel like for me, doing the same thing over and over, day in, day out, kind of makes me feel like a robot. I didn't like that. At first it's cool because, you're getting used to the rhythm. Everything's still brand new to you. This was like, because my routine at the time, I would just go to work. After work, I'd go to the gym. After the gym, I'd come home. I would eat, shower, and then practically get ready for the next day. And I would do that 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days out of the week. And it's just the same thing over and over and over. And I feel like for me, after a while, I wouldn't say I wasn't happy, but I also wasn't content with the way, things were for me at the time. Because I basically just wanted a change. Not even really basically wanted a change, but I knew like there needed to be a change, because there was nothing, if I kept doing the same thing over and over and over again, obviously I was going to keep feeling the way that I was feeling. Kind of like what I was saying earlier, no changes to that would definitely make your life feel a lot boring. For me, like when I would go to work, I'd go a different route. Sometimes I'd take a longer route home. Sometimes I'd take a shorter route back. Little things like that made my day feel a little bit different. It didn't feel as repetitive. And something that's so small as changing my route by a couple minutes definitely, did something for me. When I would go to the gym, I would change my workout. Sometimes I would do, upper body on a Monday and do legs on a Thursday instead of a Friday. Kind of would just depend. I would change my workouts. Sometimes like the workout routine that I already had, I would swap them out for different workouts, or I would, instead of, doing bench first, I would do flies and then bench for chest, or, little things like that. Picking up a hobby, that adds some spark to your life. That's basically kind of what you want to do. Small things like that, they do make a different impact to your life, especially to your daily routine if you're basically doing the exact same thing over and over. I would say take small steps like that. I try to educate myself. There's all different types of things you can do. It just depends on the person. But for me, like I said, those were my examples. But with a repetitive routine, with me not having any time for my hobbies or just time for myself, I feel like I was not able to make any goals for myself. It was really taking me down not really a dark road, but it was because I had no interest in anything. I had no goals. I feel like I had no purpose in my life. I was starting to feel depressed in a way, but not really. It was just the fact that I felt like I had nothing going on for myself. You kind of just start to feel that emptiness take over. For me, it was more of this YouTube type of thing. Like I said, this is always something I wanted to do. So I kind of was able to find ways to free up my time more and be more useful with my time. But like I said, I'm gonna try to push out as many videos as I can. I'm gonna be gone for a week, but like I said, depending on how I upload these videos, this video might reach you either while I'm out of town. I hope you guys enjoyed. Nonetheless, I appreciate everybody that takes their time out of their day to come watch my videos. Just a month ago I had 20 and now I have over 100. Like I said, I'm thankful for everyone that subscribed, friends, family, people that just come across my videos. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.